Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Universal Studios. It's been a few weeks since we've actually been here and we have a lot to cover in today's video. Mostly Halloween Horror Nights updates. As of me filming this video, we are less than a month away from the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 2024, and we have a lot of Scare Zone set pieces that have gone up over the last couple weeks that we need to show off to you guys today. But our journey begins here in CityWalk, where we are going to be checking out the Epic Universe Preview Center. Today we got a brand new announcement for Epic Universe, so let's not waste any time. Let's head on inside and have some fun. So earlier today, we actually got the full reveal for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. In the news drop we got earlier today, we learned the name of the new e-ticket attraction that is coming to this land, which is called Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry. This is going to be an absolutely massive attraction in scale. Not only is it brand new technology that we've never seen before, but the queue of this attraction in itself is an attraction. This thing looks absolutely insane. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Epic Universe Preview Center app has been updated with the new updates that we got today, so we can't exactly see inside the show building quite yet, but I'm sure it is going to look absolutely insane. In today's news drop, we learned about the new theater show that is coming to this land, which is called Le Cirque Arcanus. I'm sure I'm probably butchering that, but this is going to be a brand new stage show that features live performers and aerialists, amazing puppetry, and brilliant special effects. We also learned a little bit more about the interactive ones that are going to be coming to this land, as well as some of the walk-around characters, and we even got a preview of some of the restaurants that are coming as well. I know this land is pretty low on some people's hype list, but this looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to experience it for myself. Okay, so it actually took a second for me to figure out. I had to delete the app and re-download it, but take a look at this. This is by far the biggest AR feature that we've had yet with this model. This thing is absolutely massive. I can't wait to explore this for myself. This queue in the atrium of the ministry, it's gonna be insane, and I cannot wait to see how this brand new ride technology works for this ride. It's gonna be wild. I tell you guys what, the hype has definitely not died down when it comes to the Epic Universe Preview Center. It's been open for what, almost 2 months now, and folks are still flooding inside and getting hyped for Epic Universe. Kids are losing their mind over Super Nintendo World and How to Train Your Dragon. This place is gonna be a slam dunk. Ooh, take a look at that. It looks like we have a hot set today over here in CityWalk. It looks like West 2 News, which is one of the local news stations here in Orlando, is gonna be filming an Olympic Zone segment over here at the park. That's really cool to see. Ever since the closure of Cinnabon more towards the entrance of CityWalk, all throughout we have gotten these pop-up Cinnabon stands. So it's not currently open right now, but to my knowledge, these open more towards the evening time when the parks are getting closer to actually being closed, and they'll actually fill these up with a bunch of Cinnabon products. So that way, as you're leaving, you can go ahead and pick up a sweet treat. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it to the front entrance of Universal Studios Florida, where you can see a brand new medallion has been placed celebrating the start of the Olympic Games in Paris. And our Halloween Horror Nights construction updates start right here at the very front of the park. Take a look at this truss structure and take a look at all of these lights that have been placed over here. Holy cow. And not only that, but we have another one right here. It is very common for the Halloween Horror Nights season to have a bunch of projections over here on the ground and on the arch itself. So yeah, that's what all of these are getting ready for. And I cannot wait to see all of this lit up. Let's go ahead and get this Halloween Horror Nights construction update started at the very front of the park. Take a look at this. We have 4 brand new truss structures that were just erected last night and are now here getting ready for the setup of the brand new scare zone that is going to be located here at the front of the park called Duality of Fear. As soon as you enter Halloween Horror Nights, you must choose a path: the visceral horror of sinister or the unearthly terror of surreal. So this is going to be very interesting. I don't know if we're going to have anything connecting the 2 truss structures. It's very likely this is just the base of whatever they're gonna have going on over here. So just like with any Halloween Horror Nights night, when you walk in the park, you make a choice. You either continue going straight or you go right to the Hollywood section of the park. So one direction is gonna be sinister and the other direction is gonna be surreal. Which one will you choose? I don't know about you guys, but whenever I walk into Halloween Horror Nights for the first time, I always make a right and go towards the Hollywood section of the park, so that way I can go to the back houses that are towards the back of the park, because those houses typically have lower wait times at the beginning of of the night. Alrighty, we are here on a Thursday. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the wait times. Despicable Me Minion Mayhem is a 45-minute wait, ET 25. Fast and Furious Supercharged is at a 35-minute wait. Rip Ride Rocket is a 55-minute wait. Twirl and Hurl is 20. Men in Black 25. Race to New York 15. And Revenge of the Mummy 45. Over here at the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket stage, we have a whole setup over here for the Olympics. And on the two screens over here, they are live streaming some of the Olympic Games. Right now, it's currently Australia versus United States in soccer. That's really cool, and it looks like the United States is winning too. And this is awesome to see. Off in the corner over here, they have a cool zone. They have a couple of giant fans set up over here, one of which is actually blowing mist. This is awesome. It's in the shade too, so bravo to Universal for actually setting this up. This is amazing. Moving on to the back of the New York section of the park, we have a couple of updates over here. Mainly the two truss structures that have been erected over here both have lights on them. Now, all of these lights are facing this direction, as it is very typical for us to get projections onto the New York Public Library. So yeah, nothing too crazy going on over here. I don't expect us to get really much anything else going on in this area as far as Halloween Horror Nights is concerned, but it is still very cool to see. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. We finally have our stage set up in the middle of the New York section of the park. This is for the brand new scare zone called Torture Fair. Come one, come all to the Renaissance Fair. Brave the gloriously gory medieval torture devices till you're put out of your misery. So not too long ago, Halloween Horror Nights actually held a press event in the UK, and during that press event, we actually got a look at some concept art where you could see this stage set up with a king and queen over here on stage. I cannot wait for this scare zone. I actually think that this is going to be my most anticipated scare zone, only because I love Renaissance Festival so much. Another thing I want to point out is we have a lot, and I mean a lot, of lights set up all throughout the New York section of the park. Take a look at all of these lights over here. And as I predicted before, I mean, it's not really a prediction at this point, it happens every year, but we have our lights strung up all throughout the New York section of the park. I absolutely love this little detail. And at this point, it's a tradition now. I absolutely love it. So I'm sure as we get closer and closer to the event, we will start seeing a lot more props get set out throughout this zone. However, something that we have to keep in mind is that the Universal Mega Movie Parade does come through here on a daily basis and will continue to come through here during Halloween Horror Nights. So they're not going to be able to put out anything major out here on the streets. If they do put anything out, it's going to be off to the sides on the sidewalks. Either way, we're going to be keeping a close eye on this zone, and we will update you if anything new changes. Over here in Sting Alley, you can see a couple of more lights have been strung up over here. This is actually pretty bizarre and not very normal, because I can't recall the last time we've ever had lights strung up over here like this. So that's very interesting. Over the last couple of years, we have had this space being used as a food zone. Like they would have a food stall over here, and it would kind of be like a whole walkthrough experience. I don't know if they're doing something similar again this year, but more than likely they are. You can see there is a sign over here that says no through traffic, so we cannot go any further. Taking a quick peek over the fence of Fast and Furious Supercharged, where we do know another haunted house is going in. Rumor has it it's going to be the Major Sweets Candy Company haunted house, and peeking over the fence, you can see the tent, and you can see a couple of brand new black walls over here. So is that going to be another secondary facade mid-house, kind of like what we had for Chucky and Blumhouse? Not entirely sure, but we also have a couple of new truss structures back there as well. Very typical from years past. On the roof of the Richter Burger Company building at this Coca-Cola sign, we have a couple of brand new lights that have been set up over here to do some projections on the Ghirardelli building. Moving on into the San Francisco area of the park, this is where we are going to have our biggest update yet for Halloween Horror Nights. Check this out. Now, we haven't gotten official confirmation yet. I'm using air quotes because this is supposed to be Enter the Blumhouse. Now, Universal never officially confirmed, but when these structures were first put out, that very same morning, these were uncovered, and everyone automatically knew that this was going to be a Blumhouse-themed zone. However, later on in the day, they quickly worked to cover it up, but the damage was already done. So, Universal did make a post that said, all good things to those who wait, and it showed the logo for Enter the Blumhouse. Though they haven't given us too many details yet, but we have a platform over here with the Blumhouse logo, and I do love how no matter what angle you're looking at it from, it is a proper Blumhouse logo. Now these platforms are rather large, so I can only assume that we're gonna have a couple of Blumhouse horror characters up on this platform. And this set right here was actually just put out last night. It looks like the inside of a dilapidated house, which is so interesting. Now I am kind of embarrassed because the last time I was here, I was very confident when I said that these truss structures over here are gonna be used for like a banner or signage. Nope, I am completely wrong. We have a couple of speakers up there, some lights, and we have an omnidirectional light up there as well. So it doesn't look like this is gonna be used for any signage, but rather lighting. And holy cow, guys, take a look at this. This was definitely not here the last time we were at the park. We have a giant truss structure over here, making almost like an arena type deal. This is really cool. I can imagine we're gonna have a lot more lights hung up over here, a couple of fog machines down here. It's gonna be really cool. I'm very curious to see what they do with this Blumhouse themed scare zone. A scaffolding tower has been erected outside the exit of Fast and Furious Supercharged, and it appears that we might have a projector up there. I know this right over here looks like a projector, but I don't know what that is up there. It might be a projector, or it could be some other machine for some other kind of effects. But that's really cool. But yeah, you can kind of see right over here that looks like a projector. So you might be getting some projections on these walls over here, which is actually really cool. I'm excited to see what they do. Okay, well that settles it. That box on top, you can see the window right there. That is also a projector. So we have 3 projectors facing different directions. On the opposite end of the zone, we have another dilapidated house set up over here on the side, and the other truss structure that I was so confident that was gonna be signage. And on the far opposite end over here, next to King's Cross Station, we have another Blumhouse setup. On top of the San Francisco Pastry Company, we have a couple of sneaky lights that have been installed that look like they're going to be facing this Blumhouse stage. Across the way from King's Cross Station, we have another platform set up over here, very similar to what we had in years past with the Peacock Bar. Now, I don't know if the Peacock Bar is specifically returning this year, and if this is going to be a photo op like it was before, but still very interesting to see. Over here on the back side of Lombard's, we have a couple of new truss structures over here with lights on them. Now, I do suspect that we are going to have another dedicated bar back here around the corner, just like what we've had in years past. Made our way inside Diagon Alley for some Halloween Horror Nights construction updates. Over here next to Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, we do have some more props set up for the Death Eaters to make their grand return. On the opposite side of the joke shop, we have our platform set up once again for the Death Eaters to get up here and to do their thing. They're gonna wave their wands around and be intimidating. Made a quick pit stop inside Nocturne Alley, not just for the AC, but also to check out these props that are in here as well. Again, these are all meant for the Death Eaters. There's some lights hidden inside over here and some fog effects. It's gonna be very cool. We actually saw it last year, so you guys can check that out on the channel if you want. Rest in peace, shrunken heads. They're all gone. Over here at the very back of the park at the Fear Factor stage, we did get official confirmation that Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus is returning to the event this year. Step right up into a dark circus, a new nightmare that carries with it a sinister curse. It's a thrilling spectacle of pyro and aerialists. Now, I've seen some mixed reactions from people online over the return of Halloween Nightmare Fuel. Some people love it, some people hate it. There's really no in between. As for me, I'm very much so a fan. I'm excited for it to return. Can it get kind of samey? Yeah, for me, it's kind of a one and done type of show because once you've seen all the illusions, then it's kind of really not worth seeing again. But it is still a very fun thing to do, especially if you only have a couple of nights here. It's definitely worth your time. Okay, the next scare zone we're gonna be walking through is over here in Central Park, and this is called Swamp of the Undead. In Backwaters, Louisiana, you're about to be swamped by zombies born from the bodies of trespassers killed and dumped in a nearby bog. Holy cow, I cannot wait for this scare zone. I think that this is either my most anticipated or my second most anticipated. I don't know, because I'm very hyped for Torture Fair as well. But take a look at all the props that they have out here already. We have some barrels, we have some like pieces of houses, we have boats, we have some rock structures over here. Take a look at this. This is nuts. We have some camo vines hanging over here from the top of the trees. We have a whole boat over here. We have a couple of broken, like, I think these are piers. I think these are meant to be piers. So that's really cool. We have some broken piers, a couple more broken boats down here. This is gonna be nuts. I love this. 9 times out of 10, the scare zone over here in Central Park is the most detailed and has the most set pieces. So it's always the most interesting and one of my favorites to walk through because they always utilize fog and lighting super well in this zone to blend the characters into the environment. Makes them really difficult to see sometimes. Either way, I'm super hyped for this zone, and if you throw in zombies, even better. Over here in the Hollywood section of the park next to the tribute store, we have a couple of truss structures that have been added, both of which containing some speakers. Over here at the Five and Dime in the Hollywood section of the park, we have the latest merchandise reveal for Halloween Horror Nights for the latest intellectual property haunted house that was announced, which is Insidious the Further. So you can see we have some black Insidious shirts over here with the Darth Maul looking demon. We have a couple of devil horns over here. We even have some scented candles. It's really nice. What does it smell like? I can't pinpoint what that smells like. It smells like soap, actually, which is actually not that bad. Closer to when the event actually starts, I'm going to be picking up one of these shirts. I really like the design. Whew. All right, guys, we are back home from Universal. It was a very hot day. The heat can really take a toll on you. I am not gonna lie. It is ridiculously hot out there, but we still all in all had fun. After we were done with the park, we ended up going to the NBC Sports Grill Brew for some dinner. I met up with my friend Kevin, and we had a fantastic time over there, and I made my way back home. But I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. We are less than a month away from the start of Halloween Horror Nights, and you guys already know that we are going to be there on that opening weekend in its entirety to cover it all for you guys. So if you're excited for that, leave a like on this video, and if you want to make sure that you see that content and don't miss it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.